Welcome to the GoalZero Toolbox Talk series. Today's Toolbox Talk: Combustible dust. Many dusts are combustible, which means they can catch fire and burn. When fine dust particles catch fire while they're suspended in the air, known as deflagration, fire can spread rapidly and sometimes lead to an explosion. Industry sectors that typically generate combustible dust, such as bakeries, metal foundries, and sawmill operations, need to recognize and control these risks to prevent a devastating workplace incident. Workers in almost every industry involved in product manufacturing will be exposed to dust, and often that dust will be combustible. Specifically, workers who transport, handle, process, polish, ground, or shape a variety of workplace materials can be exposed to combustible dust. Workers can also release combustible dust when they take part in abrasive blasting, cutting, crushing, mixing, sifting, or screening dry materials. When dust is exposed to enough heat or even a spark, it can ignite. When airborne dust is near a fire, it often results in an explosion. Poor work procedures can stir dust into the air, and something as simple as a spark from welding or a hot machine motor or bearing, for instance, is all it takes to trigger an explosion. For an explosion to occur, the following 5 factors need to be present: fuel, dispersion, making the dust airborne, oxygen, ignition, and confinement. When all 5 factors are present, it can result in an explosion. When a combustible dust explosion occurs, it is often followed by one or more subsequent explosions. The first explosion stirs up dust that has settled on surrounding surfaces and forms a dust cloud. The dust cloud can fuel a second explosion, which typically starts almost immediately after the first. Unless you have been properly trained, do not attempt to fight a combustible dust fire. If you do so improperly, you could disturb accumulated combustible dust. This could trigger an explosion or a fireball. Instead, sound the alarm, alert designated responders, and follow evacuation procedures. Dust control